What's going on, everybody? It is Triple Crown 24 back on a Saturday, and I wanted to do this video because, well, this is the first time this video has ever been done. Never before have we seen an idea this unprecedented, this original, this unique. And that is a total lie. No, this has been done many times before by many people, but I've been seeing a trend of people doing this type of video, and I am very much inspired by seeing their videos to go out and give my own a shot. So, therefore, here I am today to show off the top 50 cards in my super collection. Now, I will say this, there are some pretty big YouTubers out there who have done something similar. There are some amazing collections. This one is going to be a little bit different. I have some cards that, in theory, could make the list if I did the top 50 cards in my collection. I will pull one out right now to show you exactly what I'm talking about. That would be something like this. But I decided to just focus on my player collection because it's really the part of my collection that I focus on the most. So some of this stuff, it's going to be hard to tell you the value. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to tell you the price that I paid or how I acquired it and kind of my thoughts on the card in general, because some of the one-of-ones, it's difficult to price something like that. So I decided to also do this live to interact with people in the comments and leave it up archived as well in the future if someone wants to watch it. So with my long-winded 2-minute intro out of the way, let's go ahead and start showing off the top 50. So number 50 is the one that I'm starting with on screen. It is the 2011 Topps Mini Framed Autograph from Allen and Ginter. This is a really good looking on-card auto. And the Ginter autos can be pretty tough. So in Ginter, you're not guaranteed an autograph in every hobby box. And the products that are like that, well, when you get the bigger name players, they become extremely tough. You might see an auto like this one in every few cases. And Cabrera in particular was a redemption in some of the years, including this one as well. So the number of these that are actually out there in terms of the ones that were opened up out of packs and actually redeemed might be a little bit lower. So that is why this one gets the number 50 spot. I paid $50 for that card. What's going on, Jamar? What's going on, Rick? Moving in to number 49 is my 2010 Triple Threads Sapphire Triple Relic Auto. This is one of three with Evan Longoria and Gordon Beckham. This one I paid $60 for, and I have a couple of multiplayer autographs on the list. This one ranks the lowest. It is out of three. It's from Triple Threads. It's a case hit, but the names on it just, they aren't really the best. And for a card out of three, the patches, the Longoria one is cool, but the other two kind of leave a little bit to be desired. I do have connections to both of those other players. Beckham did play for the Tigers very briefly a couple of years ago, and Evan Longoria is one of my all-time favorite non-Tigers. I met him when he first came up with the Rays, so I always have had a soft spot for Evan Longoria. So that was one when I saw it, and I saw it for that cheap. I had to go ahead and pick it up. Number 48, one of those that maybe not worth as much right now, but there's a couple on this list that I'm going to show off where I feel like they could be worth a lot more down the road, which is not why I buy them. I buy them just for having fun, but it would be the 2020 Topps Finest Flashbacks Gold Refractor. This is numbered out of 50. You get one of these in one in every 18 packs, which that happens to be how many packs are in a Finest Flashback box. And with a checklist of a few hundred subjects to pull a specific player, it's going to take a lot of packs to open it up. These have been highly competitive, and given how scarce they've been on the market, I can only see these going up in price if this set continues to be as popular as it is in the long term. What's up, Bray? How are you doing, man? So that's number 48. 47 is the first one of one on the list, and you'll see quite a few one of ones. There are some that did not make the cut for various reasons, and I'll kind of talk about why each one is positioned where it is. This is the 2019 Topps Mini Platinum. And Topps Mini is one of those, it's an online on-demand product. To pull colored parallels is fairly easy out of the boxes. In fact, I think you're guaranteed quite a few, including some low number ones. So this is probably one of the easier one-of-ones to obtain, but this is the only platinum I have in my collection of any sort. I've never pulled, or, well, not pulled, but I've never seen any other platinums from regular flagship or even update of any of the cards, except for one. But hopefully I will have more of a story to tell on that one at a later date. Not much, man. I got a little inspiration today to do this video. Hopefully the live chat will be there on the archives so people know what I'm talking about. Number 46. This one is the 2004 Finest Gold Uncirculated X-Fractor. This is one of those that I feel like I got a huge steal on in hindsight. I've had it for quite some time. This is numbered out of 139, and I paid $10 for this card. I do have 2 copies of it. One of them was gifted to me, but this one right here, it is in a snap-tight case, and this is how they came directly from Topps. They were box toppers, so you get 1 per. I had a Pujols like this, and I believe I sold it in a PSA 9 for over $100, so this is one of those that you just don't see pop up. Yeah, I know, I am a copycat, but let's call it an inspiration, Mike. And speaking of Mike, this one has a little bit of the story behind it. This is number 45. It's the 2011 Triple Threads Dinger Kings booklet. It's out of 36 with Jose Bautista, Josh Hamilton, Albert Pujols, Joey Votto, and Carlos Gonzalez. Story behind this is that I was actually talking to Mike and I wanted to get his copy of this card. He wasn't willing to part with it, so I checked eBay to see if they had any. Sure enough, they did, and this was only $25, which booklet cards, it's a gimmick that has kind of played out over the years. I think there's a lot of them out in the market, and people have kind of gotten used to them, but they used to be this kind of rare thing back in the day. They were very much sought after when you didn't have a ton of products that had booklets. So you only get one of these per master case, and there's a lot of different booklets out there. So not easy to find, and a lot of these Triple Threads cards, they dry up fairly quickly. Probably about a year or so after the product is released, it's difficult to come across them. Number 44 is this 2002 Grandstand Miggy. It's the Florida Southern League top prospect in a Gem Mint 10. I believe, and I might be wrong on this one, I know this was for sure a trade through Instagram. I believe what I gave up was a Pete Alonso PSA 10 rookie from Topps Flagship, and I also got $25 to go along with it to get this card. So as much as I like Alonso, to get Miggy in a tough to find minor league card in a Gem Mint 10 and get a little bit of cash as well to buy another card, that one was a trade I had to make for sure. Number 43, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I love Upper Deck cards, and this is from one of the OG high-end products. It's UD Exquisite 2006 dual patch autograph. You can see it's got the MLB silhouette. That's just the window, unfortunately not the actual patch. I thought it was when I was first looking at this card long ago. I paid $80 for this one. These types of cards just don't pop up too often. You don't see some of these hard-to-find Upper Deck autos, and with those really sweet Marlins patches from the teal uniforms, can't go wrong with that. Number 42 is a gift from my buddy Brian. His name on YouTube, as well as most notably on the Twitter, is Collecting Kutch. He's a huge Andrew McCutchen super collector, has one of the best super collections out there, inspires me to do better with mine, and I enjoy kind of comparing the types of cards that he has because our players overlap quite a bit in terms of their playing years. But he gifted this to me kind of out of the blue earlier this summer. It's the 2017 Topps Bowman. This is the holiday promo pack. gold ugly sweater parallel, and it's a 1 of 1. So it's cool to get, you know, 1 of 1 anytime when it's a gift. That's just that's always insane. All right, number 41. This is a card that has shot up in value recently. I paid $35 for it at a show back in 2019, and I thought it was just a good deal back then, and it's gaining a lot of interest. You'll see some more rookie auto stuff from him, but this is 1 of 3 that are out there. I know, it's not a very original video idea, but I thought it would be fun. I do have a cheat sheet here to help me out with this, because Lord knows I probably would not remember half this stuff if I didn't write it down. All right, number 40, 2012 Topps Finest Game Changers Auto Relic. This is numbered out of 5. I won this in a raffle, so to speak. There's another word for it that I will not use here. But this was one of those. It was in this really thick PSA slab, and I cracked it out. Just always nice to get a 2012 card, because it is the year he won the Triple Crown. You'll see that I favor a lot of the 2012 cards on this list and rank them a little bit higher than maybe one would think. That one is no exception. 2019 is the number 39, 2019 Panini Flawless. This is the Jumbo Patch Emerald, numbered to 3. This is one of those that is... some people will get on the Panini stuff for the lack of licensing, and there's quite a few Panini cards on here. To me, you can barely even see the player. It's more so about the patch. This is, for some reason, one that I always forget I have in my collection, which is horrible, because I put good money into it. I paid $75, which is a lot for me, and I really do love this card, so I need to have this one out on display more often. It's one that gets neglected in the collection. All right, 38 and 37 are kind of a tie. I would recommend a top 50 video. I know that some people might be sick of them, especially when they're seeing all my Miggies, but I'm having fun doing this. So 2019 Gold Label Class 2, 1 of 1, and a 2018 Gold Label Class 3, 1 of 1. So both of these were right around the $75 to $100 mark. I can't remember which was which. Most notable thing I remember about this one is that it was packaged extremely poorly. And I only remember that because it was sent in one of those little, it was in a box like this, like a little 400 count box with no tape on it. It was just put in the box and sent to me with a shipping label printed on it. I could not believe it. I really could not believe that it made it to me safe, but thankfully it did. Let's see. Number 36, 2019 Topps 5-star Silver Signatures autograph, number 20. What's up, 4-Leaf? What's up, what's up, everybody who's jumping in? I love the silver ink on the black background. It looks fantastic. I've tried to bid on a few of the parallels of this, and usually come up a bit short. So hopefully can add some more 5-star autos. 5-star doesn't have the appeal to me that it once did, but I still love picking up the singles from it. 35, I forget exactly what I paid for this one, but I feel like it was a pretty good deal from what I remember. It's the 2012 Triple Threads Unity Relic Ruby, 1 of 1. Now, sometimes on these Unity Relics, you can get some really cool looking patches. This one, not so much, but it is a 1 of 1 from 2012. It's got to have a spot in the top 50, without a doubt. This one isn't necessarily cool for the pieces that are in the relic window as much as the relic window is cool, and that would be the 2012 Topps Tribute Miggy Mash Orange. This is number 25, and I love Triple Threads because of how it spells out the name, and Tribute one year decided to kind of play on that idea. Now, this was encased at one time in a snap type, but I do prefer to have my cards in one touches, so I moved it into a one touch. There's a penny sleeve on top of these with the shiny surfaces to protect them so it doesn't damage the surface. But Miggy Mash, I just think that's such a cool little phrase to have spelled out there. it is definitely tough to sort through all these and kind of pick and rank them, especially when it's hard to find values. And the Miggy Mash Relic was also a really good deal. I think that one was only $25 when I bought it. Number 33, 2011 Topps Update Black Printing Plate 1 of 1. And I believe this was around $30. I cannot remember. This is one of those that I just has escaped my memory. And I left a lot of the printing plates off this list. This is one of the ones I did include, and there's two reasons. Number one, it's a black plate. That's my favorite color of printing plate just because it has the most detail to it. And number two, it's from the set that it's from. It's from 2011 update. I mean, think about if they had printing plates in 86 Fleer. I think that would be 86 Fleer basketball, that is. I think that would be a cool thing to own if you were a basketball collector. I need to pick up the pace because I'm going way too slow here. Number 32, Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition 2019. This is the orange. Number to 25. This is the only parallel I have from Sapphire in my collection to this point. I have been outbid on several others, but I absolutely love Sapphire. I do have all 5 of his base cards. Would like to add some more Sapphire color in the future, but they just don't pop up too often, and not a lot of it gets ripped because it is very expensive. So that one was, I believe, $35. All right, number 31, not the most expensive autograph in my collection, but perhaps one of the nicest looking. It's the 2020 Inception Dawn of Greatness autograph. These are incredibly tough pulls. This is the base version, number to 20. He is pictured there in the Marlins uniform, but look at that signature. Just one of the best signature or quality of signatures that I have in the collection. All right, into the top 30. Number 30 is the 2003 Upper Deck Finite Signatures. This one was acquired as part of a package in a trade. I talked about this in the video if you want to see more on that. But this is only one of 2 autographs that he has from the year 2003. There is a Just Stars one with some parallels, but that card is not technically MLB licensed because it's with the Carolina Mudcats. So this is his lone licensed autograph from the year 2003, which is actually his rookie season, despite his rookie cards being in the year 2000. So it's a very underrated card in my opinion, and numbered out of 100, being from 2003. Fairly limited, fairly difficult to find, one that I would expect to go up in value in the future. 29 is the 2020 Topps Acetate. These are numbered to 10. Mine happens to be 10 of 10. I went pretty hard on this rainbow this year, as many of you know, and this one was only like $55. So pretty solid deal overall from Topps flagship. 27 and 28 are going to kind of be a tie because they are virtually the same. If I had to rank one above the other, I'd choose the black plate. But these are both 2019 Panini Immaculate Moments, 1 of 1 patch autos. And one of these I acquired again in one of those internet raffles, and the other one was an assist from my buddy BRoff6 here on YouTube. Brian was at one of the shows in his area. I forget which one. It might have been White Plains. He saw it and he struck a deal for me, and I won whatever the other one was like a week later. So if either of those missing plates, either the yellow or the cyan, pop up, you can expect that I will have my attention on them. 26 is the 2012 5-star. This is the rainbow foil parallel of the Auto Relic. I believe you get one of these per box. Again, I do love the old school 5-star. Not as big of a fan of it today. I just don't like how they restructured it. I prefer the original format. But it was a pretty big deal back when it was first coming out. And Miggy was definitely one of the better hits that you could get from the veteran autograph checklist. So just a beautiful card. Paid $65 for that one, so that was a pretty good deal in my opinion. Here's another one of those internet raffle cards, and you're probably going to be wondering, what the heck is this? That is what a lot of people ask me when they see this card. It is the 2000 Just Mystery Signatures. So it doesn't tell you it doesn't actually have Miggy's name on the card anywhere. It just gives you their stats on the back, and you have to guess who it is. Now, his signature is very legible. The card itself, the design leaves a lot to be desired. I will leave it at that, but they are pretty tough to come by. This is not a very popular product, believe it or not. Not a whole lot of it got opened, and outside of Miggy, the checklist is fairly weak, so they're just pretty tough to find. And this was also an assist from BRoff6, so shout out to him. All right, next one up, number 24, 2017 Topps SSP in Dugout. Both my SSPs made this list. I put this one a little bit lower just because I like the image on the other one a little bit more. This one is a PSA 9, and the 9 really helped me lower the price on it. I got it for $63. No, I'm sorry, $71. I was reading a different line. And that's pretty good for these SSPs. They are incredibly tough. Cannot understate how tough they are to find. So if you are a player collector or a team collector, get them when they first come out, because as time goes on, you are going to have to pay a pretty penny to get them. And you'll see what I mean by that in a little bit. This one might surprise some people. 2013 or 2012 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor out of 50 in a BGS 9 holder. This is number 23 on my list. Triple Crown year, Gold Refractor. There's so many different parallels out there, but if I had to choose from Topps Chrome, the big three that I would, go after for every year, it would be the blue, because that's my favorite color. The gold, because they've pretty much been out of 50 every single year that Topps Chrome has done parallels. And of course, the 1/1 Superfractor, but to find one of those for Chrome is out of my budget. So 22, perhaps one of my favorite looking cards in the collection, the 2018 Bowman Platinum Foil Fractor. This one was only $60 shipped. I got this on Blowout. I remember it very clearly because I was at the car dealership getting an oil change, and I had just downloaded the app that you can use to access the Blowout forums. Sure enough, I stumbled across this, and as fate would have it, I got it in. So this is one of the 5 quote-unquote super fractors that I have on my list, even though this is technically called the Foil Fractor. Bowman Platinum doesn't have a huge secondary market in terms of resale value, but it's a great looking card. I absolutely love that card. All right, number 21 is a very recent addition. It's the 2016 Topps SSP Tongue Out. If there was ever a card that screamed Miguel Cabrera, it would have to be this one. It definitely is a really sweet looking card in general. The SSPs are super, super tough, as I just mentioned, and I believe this is the first year they did it. So, number 21. I know I'm copying everybody. I just wanted to have some fun on a Saturday. I guess everybody missed my intro. Let's see. Into the top 20. Another one of the quote-unquote superfractors. Yes, I know it's not a technical superfractor, but it's got the same technology. 2019 Donruss Optic. This is the gold vinyl 1/1. Paid $100 for it. If you're someone who can get past the lack of licensing and take a look at the beauty of these cards, they are an incredible value. I totally agree, Cardi C. I'm curious to see when I do this again next year what it will look like. But yeah, these gold vinyls are an incredible value. This one I couldn't determine where I wanted to put it, so I put it right next to this one, which will be number 19. Only reason this one gets a bump is because it has a little bit more etching on it, and I like the design a little bit more. 2020 Select Gold Vinyl, again a 1/1, and this one was only $90 compared to the 100 of the Optic, so a little bit better value for a little bit better looking card in my opinion. Number 18, perhaps the most recent addition on this list, is my Chrome Ben Baller Red Refractor, and I am embarrassed to say how much I paid for this because it is way more than I would ever want to spend on this card, but I needed it to complete the rainbow, and I decided that I was going to be that crazy that I had to have it. And I paid $250 for it. I know it's a lot of money for a Ben Baller Red, but I went for it. Happy to have it in the collection to complete the rainbow. More on the Ben Baller in a little bit. Speaking of reds, 2010 Bowman Chrome Red Refractor. BGS 95. This is one that I picked up in the Tigers group. Someone had tried to put it in a raffle and did not get much traction on it because the price was kind of high. And I said, well, I'll take a look at it. I would definitely like to get the superfractor of this, but it seems like I think it's been on eBay now for about 7 years plus, and it continually keeps going up in price. I think the guy's asking like $3,000 for it now, and it is just not worth that much. So that rainbow will probably never be completed. Number 16, yes, you are right. I will. It will be a sad day for me. Number 16 is a 2016 card. I don't have too many, high up there 16 cards for some reason. But this is the Wood Mini from Allen and Ginter. This is one of my favorite types of one-of-ones, and really one of my collecting goals has been to at least get one example of the most popular one-of-ones in the hobby, and I would say that the Wood Mini has to definitely be up there. Allen and Ginter, not for everyone, but certainly has a very strong following. It's been around for 15 years now, so I knew I had to get one of those Wood Minis. That one was $100. I thought that was a pretty fair value. That's less than the cost of the box. Number 15, and I showed one of these off earlier. I talked about how the patch was kind of uninspiring. This one is what I'm talking about when they can be really cool. This is the 2018 version of the Unity Relic Ruby 1-of-1, and it has the Majestic patch logo there. Of course, the jerseys are now done by Nike, so I'm hoping that we'll see some of these with the Nike swooshes in there instead, but it's a really solid looking card. That one was a pretty good value. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it wasn't. It was 125, but for a Majestic patch logo, I thought it was a good value to me at least. What's going on, Eric? Lost my place. Number 14, 2013 Topps Museum Collection gold frame autograph. These are case hits with a silver ink, numbered 15 of 15. This is one of my favorite autographs in the collection. Also one that I gotta imagine has gone up in price a little bit just because they don't pop up all that often. I paid $105 for this one, if memory serves me correctly. And I don't think Miggy has signed in these for quite some time. I know that he had some in 2020, and the 2020 versions are absolutely astronomical, which usually means the 13 version and the 12 version and the 14 version are even more than that. Number 13, this is one of those that I had regrets about buying at the price that I did when I first did, but now I'm glad I did. 2018 Topps flagship printing plate. And the reason I have this plate so high is because it is actually one of the plates from his flagship card. And it's not like it's a league leaders card. It's not like it's a MVP card. It is the actual flagship card. So it's kind of a piece of history in terms of it. It's a card that was used to produce one of Miggy's flagship cards. And I think if you look at it like that, it adds more value in the eye of the beholder. And in that case, that would be me as the beholder of the card. So I paid $90 for this one. It was one of those where I meant to hit counter offer and then I hit accept offer. It happens. But I honored my commitment to it, and I am super glad I did. No regrets about it now. But just goes to show you that sometimes when you make a purchase, you never know. Sometimes you might feel better about it as time goes on. Appropriate that Eric is here, because I know that he is very adamant this will be in his collection one day. 2013 Panini Prisms Finite is my number 12 card. It's a 1-of-1 black. Second year of Prism. A lot of the Prism baseball cards have started to take off. Mostly 2012, but some of these 13 ones have shot up as well. This one in the BGS 10 holder, only a half subgrade away from the black label and its surface. So ideally one day I would love to have this in a black flip at the top because it would look fantastic with the black, but I think the gold works very well, presents itself very nice. That was $100. Pretty good value in my opinion. This one was also $100, and it was this was a huge deal for me when I first got it, and I still have that same feeling of excitement every time I see it. And it's been over 2 years now since I acquired it. 2018 Bowman Chrome Superfractor 1 of 1. Why this one ranks above some of the other supers but below the last one I'll show off is because the Bowman Chromes don't carry as much weight as the Topps Chrome, but it is one of the 2 chromium like MLB licensed Superfractors I own, which is why I have it there. Plus, it was my first one. You always remember your first, right? And then we move into the top 10. This was very difficult to rank these in the top 10, but also very fun at the same time. Number 10 is a staple in any Miggy collection. It is the 2000 Topps Chrome Traded PSA 9. You guys are funny in the comments. And this was a card that taught me to buy the card, not the assigned grade. My biggest thing when trying to buy this card was to find a centered copy. And most of the time that means you have to buy a 10 because the most common issue of these is centering. But I saw this one. It was $90. You definitely would have a hard time finding this for $90 now. Glad I got it. Number 9, I'm really shocked that I ranked this low. This is the 2012 Topps Golden Giveaway 24K Gold 1 of 1 BGS 95 holder on it. And I did a whole video talking about how these came to be, but this was a redemption for one of those code cards that Topps used to do in their promos back in the early part of the 2010s. So incredibly tough. A lot of these I don't even think made it out in terms of the other players in the set. So the fact that there was one that became available to me from a guy, his name is Tony's Hobby Vault over on the Twitter, fantastic member of the community over there on Twitter, who doesn't really sell cards out of his collection, but he made an exception for me, and that means a lot to me. So this card has a lot of extra value to me. This one is from our buddy Christian Striker Cards. Purchased this from him earlier this year. Number 8, 2000 Topps Traded Miggy Auto, his rookie card, PSA DNA certified. Story behind this one is that Miggy was actually doing a private signing, and I was trying to get one of his rookies to get signed because I figured that would be the best value to get the item signed at the price that he was asking, which it was a pretty reasonable price. I don't think he'll ever be that cheap again. And I just didn't have the money at the time, and to find the card and get it authenticated would have been a little bit too much for me. So I got this for the same price that it cost to get it signed, not counting the cost of the card and the authentication and shipping to and from. So it was one of those that just kind of worked out. I'm glad that we were able to come to a deal. So that's number 8. Number 7, very similar. It is the same card. It's just not signed. This one I paid $73 for. It's in a Gem Mint 10. And it is definitely not worth that much anymore. It has gone up considerably, which is strange because this isn't the one in the future Hall of Fame registry. The Chrome has also shot up quite a bit, but for some reason I feel like this one, percentage-wise, has had a larger increase. What's up, Jeremy? Number 6, this one, I had some troubles with the post office. It's one of the reasons I got a P.O. box was because my local post office almost sent this back to the seller to no fault of my own. The guy put it at the wrong stack at the post office, the mailman, and I had to intercept it to get it back to myself, and it was delivered. So thankfully, it has made its way back to me. It's the dual patch auto with Prince Fielder from 5 Star. I paid $175 for this. It's a card that is always on display. What's up, Lee Rock TV? And it's just incredible looking card. Love Miggy and Prince. One of the many iterations of the Bash Bros. I know anytime you get 2 power hitters together, people call them the Bash Bros. Into the top 5, 2015 Topps Triple Threads White Whale 1 of 1 printing plate auto. I have 3 Miggy 1 of 1 autos in the collection. This one, they are all printing plates, so definitely a goal of mine in 2021 is to get a true 1 of 1, but I absolutely love the White Whales. I love my Triple Threads, and this one was $165. One of those that lingered on my watch list for so long, but eventually it made its way to me. Number 4 is the card that started this madness that I have created. It is the 2012 National Treasures Laundry Tag Treasure Signature Materials. This is numbered out of 8. Bought this way back in 2014, so this one has been through a lot of hard times with me. It was really my first ever big card purchase on my own. It was $250. Definitely not worth that now, I would say. I think it's probably closer to like 150 if I were to put it on the market right now, but doesn't matter to me. I love this card. I will always cherish this card. All right, these weren't incredibly tough. Here are the top 3, but number 3 would have to be the top Superfractor, the 2020 Ben Baller Chrome. I paid $350 for this card, and I absolutely love it. You cannot beat a Topps Chrome Super. I know it's not the true Topps Chrome Super, but I don't have those kind of pockets to afford something like that. So with the complete rainbow of that now assembled, I am just absolutely thrilled to have that in my collection, and that being the cornerstone of that rainbow. Number 2, this might surprise some people. I had this one this high, but it is such a badass card. And I pack pulled it myself, which adds even more to it. 2020 Topps Triple Threads Historic Ties Triple Relic Case Hit Autograph. Oh, Eric. Frank Robinson, Carl Yastrzemski, and Miguel Cabrera. The fact that this is my only pack pulled Miggy autograph, well, what a card for it to be the only pack pulled one I've had. Just incredible to have 3 legends on there. The last 3 batters to win the Triple Crown in the American League. So just, and the story behind it too. Story behind this last one as well is why it is number 1. And if you followed my channel since, I don't know, the last year and a half or so, this will come as no surprise. The most I have ever spent on one card for my collection, which was $650 at the 2019 National, about 45 minutes after walking in the door, actually. And it is the 2000 Topps Traded Rookie Auto of Miggy. This is the crown jewel for a lot of Miggy collectors. If you're going to own one Miggy card, I would say this is the one to get in the era of the pack or set issued autograph. These are 1 per factory set, so the top 2000 Topps Traded was put out as a full set. You got a autograph inserted. There's 50 people on the checklist. There are some guys who made it in the majors like Adrian Gonzalez, but the only guy who is destined for Cooperstown would be Miggy, and this is, I believe, now a comma card in this holder with a BGS 9 assigned grade and a 10 on the autograph. It was a huge purchase at the time. I had a lot of anxiety over it. I almost knocked my camera over there. 0 regrets buying that card. So happy to have it and have it as one of the centerpieces, at least card-wise, in my collection. So that was my top 50. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I know it's not the most original idea. This was one where I wanted to make this video to share my collection. And that is one of the biggest things that I started YouTube for, was to share my collection. And to get back to that today was a lot of fun and go through some of these cards. I've shown off all of these before, I'm sure, on the channel. Maybe a few are newcomers to the channel, but for the most part, to be able to talk about something that I'm passionate about and share it with you guys who are watching, especially if you're still watching at this point in the video, is what means a lot to me. This might be one of those videos that was more so for me rather than anyone else, but I'm glad I could share my collection. Yeah, that Bill, I'm still geeked that I bought that card. It's crazy. I will never forget that day. That's such an awesome memory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me. I'm going to try to get this in under the 40-minute mark. So until next time, I hope everybody has a great remainder of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Take care. Remember to be kind.